I'm just doing triads. I'm just doing triads here. I'm doing a B flat major triad instead of F7. And then I'm doing a D minor triad slash A, which is a second inversion. So now what we have is this. We got our B flat, our first chord's C minor 7, third inversion, to D7, third inversion, and then I think there's one we did where we just did a E flat second inversion. Oh yeah, that was the C minor. And then to the G7 where we do C major. C minor comes, we do C minor. G7 comes, we do C major. C7 comes, we can do F. And then F7 comes, we can do B flat. And then to D minor. I mean, you've got a whole new song, you know. Or the chords would fit over this melody, I think, unless I made a mistake somewhere. But we walked through it, and I think it all should be good. C major has a G in the melody, so that's fine. Or C minor, I mean. Then on the second measure of the second staff, the melody goes E, E flat, because of the key signature. That over C major. That's going to be harsh, because that's, unless it's a 7 chord, then you can get away with it. But otherwise, E flat's going to be a problem. Yeah, when they go to the G7, they're still in the key of C minor. I could be tempted to do it, to go from C minor to C7, because that, if you do that there, you go to C7 instead of C major triad. The only difference is you have a 7 now, and because it's a dominant chord, that's what seems like a flat third, the E flat, is actually going to be a sharp 9, which would really sell our using F over the C7 chord, you know, because then we turned a 5-1 from G7 to C7 to C7 to B flat 7, actually, if you wanted. I think that wouldn't be a problem. No, that'd be fine. That'd be really fancy. That'd be cool, because then your progression would be, I'll do it from E flat major on the third measure at the beginning, to C major, to C minor, to C7 sharp 9, to to F7, and then to B flat, and then to D minor, and then we got the diminished stuff. Oh, it should be C minor, my bad. That's actually kind of cool there. What was it? Oh, on the C minor, I'll show you what I did on that walk down. So I did D minor, second inversion. Cool. And then I did our C sharp diminished chord, but this happens to be symmetrical. You know, this comes from the diminished scale, which is symmetrical. And so forth. So basically, you move it down up and down in flat thirds. So I would be cooler is instead of playing it from C sharp, in this context, just playing it from A sharp or B flat. What that gives us is we got our D minor 7 over A, A sharp diminished, And then what I did was I did the C minor chord. We can go ahead and do the same voicing first before I show you what I did. Second inversion. So I got the G, right. Now I didn't actually play the G. What I did was I played the sixth. So it turned it into an A minor 7 flat 5 chord. But it's the same chord with a sixth. Yeah, A minor 7 flat 5. Oh, well, this is in place of the C minor. C minor. Just with, instead of 2/5, like instead of 2/5, we could have moved the high fifth up to the sixth, and that would have given us this A minor shape. Instead, what I did is I moved the low fifth up to the sixth, and it reveals its minor. Oh, either way, it would have been, yeah, minor 7 flat 5. And so that turns this into then to F7. F7, maybe you could just do this. That's really cool. What I did for the F7 was I played the third in the bass. Let's walk through those three chords and I'll show you that F7. So D minor, second inversion. You know what? You could do the same thing on this D minor. Let me make sure. Yeah, you could do the same thing on this D minor. You could move the fifth in the bass up to a sixth in the bass. Technically, it's not an inversion. Technically, it's a new chord. So you would have reharmonized D minor into being B minor 7 flat 5. Down to B flat diminished. Down to same as A sharp, which I think is what I said before. It's 6th fret, 5th fret, 6th fret, 5th fret. So what we had here was, instead of D minor, C sharp diminished, C minor, what we have is B flat minor 7 flat 5, B flat, that's B minor 7 flat 5, B flat diminished, and then A minor 7 flat 5. Instead of this, we've got this. Cool. And then to the F7. So go ahead and do an F7 chord. Do that skeleton shape on the. There you go. Yeah, and use your ring finger, middle, and pinky for this one. So you can put your index finger on the root, which is the B string, 6th fret. All right. And now what we want is we wanted that A. Now you could just do open A instead of the root. But we kind of want to avoid that, since that's a one-time use open string thing. We want to be able to use this anytime. The A is the third, so that what we're going to do is get rid of, well, basically the same thing as if we had done it open. Same notes, but I'm going to put my index finger on the 5th fret of the E string, the low E. Ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string. Pinky on this 8th fret of the G string, and the middle finger on the 6th fret of the B string. Yeah, and that's kind of neat because then we have the A 2 times in a row, even though it changes chords. So we have this. And then, you know, the song starts over. So kind of... what was the next one? Oh, yeah. Cool.